time that a road team won a Game 7 was back in May of 1982 when Philadelphia knocked off Boston up in Boston. The home team had won 20 consecutive Game 7s before yesterday. This is the 128th consecutive home sellout. And they are ready, as we are, for the introduction of the starting lineups. Here is the public address voice of the Guard, Mike Wilsevsky.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Today's Game 7 of the 1995 NBA Conference Semifinals features the Indiana Pacers and your New York Knicks. Here are today's starting lineups. First for the Pacers, at guard at 6'1" from St. John's, number 13, Mark Jackson. At guard at 6'7" from UCLA, number 31, Reggie Miller. At forward at 6'10" from Alabama, number 9, Derek McKee. At forward at 6'11" from Clemson, number 32, Dale Davis. And at center at 7'4" from Marist, number 45, Rick Smits. Head coach of the Pacers is Larry Brown.
For the seventh and final game, we have double coverage along the sidelines. Both Ahmad Rashad and Jim Gray joining us. Let's start with this report from Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Marv. I spent a lot of time with the Knicks in their locker room this morning, and they are, to a man, so tired of all the talk. What if and maybe if and all that kind of stuff. Charles Smith told me the only thing they can do now is go out and play, and that's what they're looking forward to. I saw Charles Oakley walk into the locker room with a beautiful black suit on him. I asked him about it. He said, you know, when you get ready to put somebody away, you always wear black.
The mentor Frank McGuire and said, guys, only think about winning. That's the only thought that should enter your mind.
Mark? And dramatic series, and we're set for game number 7. And the tip controlled by the Knicks. Harper guarded by Jackson. Gets the pick from Ewing. Ewing going at Smits. Yes, the count.
20 shots. It's not necessarily that. It's just getting his hands on the ball and make something happen.
Knicks have to take advantage of the transition. Indiana did not react, and Oakley has provided the Knicks with a 2-point lead. Miller on a quick release.
Get caught just watching the Rick Smith show.
Ewing with the drop step. Patrick Ewing looking very fluid here in this first quarter. Knicks lead by 2. Nice move off the spin. And Ewing, who has been active on the move a little bit,
Patrick Ewing had a fight over the screen and they got caught off balance, which enabled Smith to go to the hole.
Hopper! Eric Hopper with
Of Smith being doubled and the Pacers cashing in as he gets the ball out of the double team.
Ewing with the spin. And the same can be said of Rick Smith's. If Ewing gets the step, he will not look to come over and defend. Does not want to pick up additional foul.
And Rick is not making the adjustment. He is getting too close to Ewing. Ewing right now with the good legs can go by him anytime he wants.
McKee, Eric McKee, who has been very quiet this series. In fact, he's fouled out of 2 games. He's had 5 on 2 occasions. Larry Brown looking for more offense from him. The pass stolen by Jackson. Miller with Oakley back. Miller on the pull-up. First quarter. Shot clock at 5. Ewing from deep. Dislocated the shoulder once again, but he's started out in this first quarter 6 points, 4 rebounds, and Indiana leads by 5. Just under 5 remaining. From Oakley to set up Ewing. In fashion, continue this Knick team. The club that has had internal problems. They double up on Ewing. Shot clock at 5. It's down at 2. Hopper has to force. Rebound Oakley. Able to slap it over to Anthony, who fires it up for 3. That's the 4th block for Patrick Ewing, who comes back on the offensive end. Pacers 44. The Knicks 35-15 for Ewing.
But the Knicks are going to have to find another scoring source. Right now, it is all Patrick Ewing. John Starks or somebody is going to have to step up.
Here is Byron Scott. So they double up on Hopper. Starks for the drive. Pacers 49. The Knicks 39.
John Starks sensing that he has to make a contribution offensively, and the Knicks starting to put a little more pressure on the ball to hurt the execution of Indiana.
O'Connor, foul call. Steve Jabby keeping the eye on Charles Oakley, was looking for a reaction, and
Oakley in and probably getting a piece of the wrist there. Charles doesn't agree with it, but goodness.
Miller off the dribble. Stolen by Starks. Starks finding Smith. Indiana by 7.
All set up by the aggressive defense of John Starks, and did a terrific job of eluding a foul or whatever to send Charles Smith in for an easy one.
Larry Brown calling for time.
Thought that Reggie Miller was going to look to get 20-plus shots today. Reggie kind of softened on that, saying not necessarily shots, but make things happen. He tried to make it happen there. Charles Smith knocked it loose to Starks, and Starks repaid him with an easy one. And Patrick Ewing knows that the way that the Knicks can win this game and get back into it is with their aggressive defense.
And that since Rick Smith sat down, picking up his 2nd foul, the Knicks have outscored the Pacers 10-6. 4 minutes to go in the half. Indiana 50, New York 43. 7th and final game. The winner advancing to the Eastern Conference Final to go up against Orlando. And a call against the Pacers. Offensive foul. Foul on Antonio Davis, his 2nd. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, exclusive coverage of the NBA Draft Lottery right here on NBC. Top college stars such as Maryland's Joe Smith, North Carolina's dynamic duo Jerry Stackhouse and Rasheed Wallace, available to the lottery winner. Bob Costas will be hosting on the Prudential Halftime Report. The NBA Draft Lottery at halftime. Ewing with the pick. Smith coming up short. Oakley, yes! And it counts. Charles Oakley with a terrific reaction. Now the put on three. Miller eluding Starks, going glass. Rebound Smith. Bad pass by Smith. Intercepted by Jackson. Jackson for Mitchell. And the foul is called.
That's far enough to take that charge. I thought he was too far underneath the basket.
Good look from Harper to find Ewing. So the Pacers now lead by 5. They've led by as many as 12 with just under 2 minutes to go in the half. Mitchell. Miller. Jackson. Shot clock at 5. Harper with the strip. Jackson for 3. 24-second violation. Indiana calling for a goaltend.
I don't know if it's a goaltend or Jess Kersey, who had a good look at this, as Larry Brown and the Pacer bench felt that that ball ticked the rim, so it shouldn't be a 24-second violation. We will get another look at it.
And apparently they're going to call it a jump ball, which does not satisfy Larry Brown.
And he is saying, and if you can read his lips, we had the ball, but again with the whistle and the confusion, this is probably the fairest way to do it under these circumstances. But a terrific sequence defensively by the Knicks, just pressuring every pass. The Pacers doing a good job of continually moving the ball, but the New York Knicks defense has just been relentless.
Both clubs have shot extremely well at 55% apiece. Say will be. Pacers by 5 points. Minute 20 to go in this first half. Ewing. Last touch by Indiana. A new 24 for the Knicks.
Even though the Knicks did not get the offensive rebound, Oakley's effort
is a 56-50 lead. Under 1 minute left in the half. Harper guarded by Jackson. Oakley for Smith. Nicely done, beautifully timed. And it's Indiana by 4 with 35 seconds remaining first half. Antonio Davis for Byron Scott. And a travel.
because Rick Smits is having his problems defending Patrick Ewing. The one way to possibly negate that is go at Ewing at the other end.
Starks got the step. Dale Davis with a 12-point first half. And another turnover.
Charles Smith just out of control on that semi-break, and now Patrick Ewing barking at John Starks saying, hold it up, that was not a clean fast break opportunity. If we don't have it, let's make sure we set up and get a good shot. I think that's what he said.
I thought you captured it. And Ewing able to wrestle it through. New York ball down by 4. Minute 45 gone by in the third quarter. Starks behind the back for Oakley. Here's Smith. And a jump ball is called. Ewing with the tie-up on Jackson.
Well, Charles Smith coming out trying to be as aggressive as possible every time he's gotten the ball, now trying to take the ball to the basket, and that's not such a bad idea. It makes the defense reactive, and then somebody else might get an opportunity, as Ewing almost had one there, getting tied up with Reggie Miller or Mark Jackson. I thought it was Miller there, but they're putting Jackson in the jump.
And just Kersey looking to make certain no one steps in too quickly on this jump ball, with Oakley looking for position, Miller looking. And the Knicks control. Ewing over Smith. So the Knicks within 2 points. Ewing has 19. He's playing with 3 fouls. Smith's playing with 2. Charles Smith doing a good job fronting Rick Smits. Smith's able to get to the ball. Jackson. Rebound, Ewing. Starks for Hopper. Smith. Well, the Knicks able to swing it. They had the open shot, but could not convert. Indiana with the ball, up by 2. McKee off the dribble. Again, it's Ewing defending against Smiths. Shot clock at 5. Jackson gets inside. Oh, beautiful shot by Mark Jackson.
Terrific all-around play. A smart one by Jackson initially, seeing that Ewing picked up Smith actually on a switch in a transition play. Tried to go inside of the big guy to possibly get number 4 on Ewing.
Charles Smith, who has contributed offensively. He now has 12. Pacers lead 60-58. Mark Jackson, 8 points, handling against Derek Hopper. Charles Smith battling Rick Smits. And it will be Nick Ball.
And once again, another nice job by Charles Smith, who has some length to him, a long reach, and enough body just to bang and lean on Rick Smith to throw him off balance. You couldn't go a whole game with a Smith or a Mason or an Oakley on Smith, but when you have Patrick Ewing, you can mix it up and be effective.
Charles Smith goes 6'10", about 245 pounds. Hopper did not have the shot. Here comes Miller in the open floor. Miller slicing his way, and it's tipped home. Mark Jackson with the tip. And Mark Jackson has 10 points.
We saw Reggie Miller come out in Game 3 and be much more aggressive as far as taking the ball to the basket, not settling for jump shot. He looks like he has that mindset here in the third quarter.
And Derek Harper lost the dribble.
Well, Reggie forcing the action here on the break, a smart thing, and good hustle once again by Mark Jackson, not taking anything for granted, following up on the play, as the Knicks not doing a good enough job in transition defense.
Pacers lead 62-58. 7.5 to go in the third. Here's McKee. Indiana in the midst of a good run. They now lead by 6. 9 points for McKee. And the Knicks want to talk it over. Timeout called by Pat Riley. 6-point Indiana lead. Shot clock down to 6. And Derek McKee able to bail out the Pacers. So they have extended to a 66-58 advantage with 6:38 to go in this third quarter. 6-0 run by the Pacers. And a foul call. It's on Mark Jackson, his second.
Both teams have been very quiet from beyond the three-point arc. The Knicks just 2 for 6. Indiana 2 for 5. And Jim Gray telling us during that last time out, Larry Brown telling his team, I want you to drive the ball at every opportunity. Don't settle for jump shots.
Smith. Hopper and Starks at the guards. Oakley, Ewing, and now Mason up front. Ewing in a battle with Smits, who has forced Ewing out deep. Shot clock at 4. Hopper for 3. And a loose is back. And that number 3 on Smits. Mason. And the foul, Oakley.
The ball on the floor and get pretty much wherever he wants to.
Miller backing up for the 3. Reggie Miller. Hitting his second from downtown, and the Pacers have matched their biggest lead of the game. They are up by 12.
And the biggest factor right now is the Pacers have taken the crowd out of this game at this point.
Knicks working the ball around, but not able to find the shot. Starks. And rebounded by Antonio Davis. John Starks has not been able to hit from the outside. Reggie Miller has another 3, and he has begun the stare with Spike Lee. A 14.
You could almost look at it as he passed to himself, but it was a legal play.
Hopper for 3. Yes. Consecutive shots from downtown for Derek Hopper, who has been a big shot specialist. It brings the Knicks with a 9, with 3.5 left, third quarter. Miller. And a foul. Oakley stepping in the path. And he's called for the block.
The Knicks starting to force things here a little bit as Derek Harper threw that ball to John Starks in a lot of traffic. A good break for New York, and at the fumble, he was able to catch up to it as Derek Harper starting to give the Knicks some life and get the crowd back into it. But Reggie Miller at the other end right now, having made those 2 threes, is setting up the situation where his defender has to get up into his chest, and that enables him to drive and do this, something he does as well as maybe Mark Price, the 2 best free throw shooters in basketball.
Spike in disguise here. I think Reggie will fight him.
He knows where to look. He's looking over there now.
Indiana 76, New York 65. Nice move by Starks. Cleanly beat Jackson off the dribble.
And the big man of Indiana falling asleep that time as the Knicks were all raised up above the top of the key, and nobody came to help. Reggie Miller, the only man there, and he got out of the way.
9-point lead for the Pacers. Reggie Miller scored their last 8 points. Miller looking for the screen. Antonio Davis down low to Dale Davis. Beautifully done. And Indiana now leads by 11.
I thought that pass was too high. It turned out to be right in the perfect spot for Dale Davis to catch and finish before he could get fouled. He is a poor free throw shooter.
Harper, half left. In the third, Ewing facing a double team, pops it out. Starks for 3. John Starks has been a notorious street shooter. They will be looking for him. The Indiana lead is 8. Here is Miller. Reggie Miller on fire. He's given the Pacers an 80-70 lead. Bad pass. Starks off the mark. Oakley diving for it. Steve Jones. Knicks trailing by 10 with just under 2 minutes left in the third. Harper. That's a 2-pointer. Foot was on the line. And Derek Harper, red hot. He has 15. For Indiana, Reggie Miller, 10 of 15. 28 points in all, 10 of his 28 here in the third. Miller, late by Starks. Shot clock at 7. And a foul on Starks. That is only his first.
Well, what is setting up all these open shots recently for the New York Knicks is Patrick Ewing getting the ball inside and waiting for the double team, and that is getting people like John Starks and Derek Harper wide open looks.
Reggie Miller during the regular season just under 90% at the free throw line. He is 6 for 8 this afternoon.
And some of the reason why the guards for New York not getting those open shots early in the ballgame is that Ewing was having such an easy time of scoring against Smith and making his move before the double team could get there.
And a loose ball foul against the Pacers. It's on Antonio Davis. And it will be a shooting foul with Indiana over the limit.
Anthony Mason and Patrick Ewing with inside position and the long rebound. It looked like Patrick Ewing was just going to get control of it, but Antonio Davis a little too anxious, a little too over-aggressive, committing a poor foul.
Workman pops it back out. Here's McKee for 3. Oakley rebounds, fires down. Here's Starks. Yes, and it counts. Foul called on Workman.
Well, the crisp rebound.
And Pat Riley helping with the English on that toss. Not a good foul by Workman. In that situation, if you're going to foul the play, you do it hard enough. So he's not able to get the shot off. It was kind of a light push by Workman.
And the Indiana offense has really bogged down in terms of just give the ball to Reggie Miller and let him isolate it. You have everybody else standing around.
Pacers lead 81-76. Down to 10 seconds to go. Third quarter. Miller. Time running down. And Mason pops it. That'll do it for the third. So the Knicks turning it around, although Reggie Miller has been on fire. Shot. Ewing with the fake. Ewing on the follow. Indiana by 3. 81-78.
I will see if Patrick remembers that when he has the ball outside with Smith running at him, he can beat him off the dribble as he did there.
Ewing with 3 fouls. Smith with 4. And a foul is called. And that is number 4 on Patrick Ewing.
Patrick is so much more comfortable when he faces the basket and Smith standing straight up, all 7'4" of him. No way can he move to block the path of Ewing. And Patrick getting his first offensive rebound of the game there off his own miss. If you'll remember in Game 7, and I do, he had 11 offensive rebounds as he had 22 overall. A big factor is Pat Riley right now has to give him a breather.
Yes, Charles Smith coming on. Rick Smith's going right at him. Oakley able to save it. Patrick Ewing did not want to come out. You could see the Sheepers' response from Riley, who said, just a couple of minutes. We'll be back.
Well, there's 11 minutes to go, and Pat Riley knows he's going to need Patrick Ewing down the stretch.
Indiana by 3. Minute 20 gone by in the 4th quarter. Reggie Miller getting the rest right here. Eric McKee rebounded by Smith, and he is fouled. If it's Smith's, it's number 5. And it is. Gilbert Davis, who just returned. Good box out by Antonio Davis, and he was fouled by Anthony Mason.
Well, Mason has had a lot of success the last couple of games in 4th quarters as far as getting to the offensive board, putting stickbacks, getting fouled. He took a chance there, but picked up the second team foul. Hubert Davis is trying to be aggressive offensively. It looks to me like he's throwing darts out there. He's aiming the ball and not stroking it when he does when he normally shoots well.
Davis very effective in the earlier series against the Cavaliers. Aaron Scott off the mark. And a loose ball foul. Ewing. Yes. The Knicks offense now working in very deliberate fashion. And Ewing cuts it to a 1-point Indiana lead. 24 points for Patrick Ewing. Pacers have missed their last 7 shots. Antonio Davis. Workman for 3. Well, the Knicks do not mind seeing Hayward Workman taking those kind of shots. Indiana led by as many as 15. It's down to 1. Ewing. Way off. Got us a piece of the backboard. Again, Workman open. This time with a foul. Hayward Workman. Indiana 83 and the Knicks 80.
And a mistake that time by the Knicks defense. They would much rather see Workman take that shot. Instead, they rush at him and open up the driving lane.
7.5 remaining in the 4th quarter. Charles Smith getting down low. Davis for 3. Yes. The Knicks and the Pacers are tied at 83. That's the first field goal for Hubert Davis. 5 minutes in, 4th quarter. Antonio Davis. Ewing with the rebound. And a foul is called. Took a shot, and the Pacers are now over the foul limit. Sam Mitchell called for his 3rd. This crowd is pumped, as are the Knicks, who have come back from a 15-point deficit.
Ewing challenging that poor shot by Rick Smith.
The Knicks with the ball, trailing by 2. Keith fronting Mason. Mason was trying to get position on the other side. Ewing does. Yes. And the game is tied at 86.
It's amazing when the Knicks start one side and then post Ewing on the weak side. He is so much more difficult to double team, and then the quick little runner to get by to Antonio Davis.
27 for Ewing, who has come up with another big ball game. Game tied at 86. Miller slicing his way through, finding Smits. Smits, Rickey 4, 87 lead. So Indiana able to respond very well to this Knick rally. Starks rejected by Smits. Mason kept it alive. Ewing, yes. Indiana 94, New York 89 with just under 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. 29 for Ewing. Smits to the hook shot. Ewing with the rebound. Critical possession here for the Knicks, trailing by 5 with 2:25 to go in the fourth. Ewing with a drop step, not able to get the roll. Mason on the rebound. Shot clock at 12. Smits rejected by Oakley. Whoa! Charles Oakley, not known for his shot blocking, able to slap that one of the crowd.
Only 3 in this series, and Charles looked like he was going for ball there. At first, I thought he may be just trying to hack Smits hard to make him earn it from the line, but he looked like he had a good eye on the ball.
8th block of the game out of the Knicks. Ewing with 4. Shot clock at 9 with 2:01 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And the Knicks defense on these situations has been very stingy. They make it a tough inbounds pass on underneath out of bounds plays.
McKee having difficulty and has to use a timeout. He could not find anyone. The ball in. Rick Smits follows up on the possession with a jump shot, and it is now 94-90 Indiana. Coincidentally, Game 7 last year won by the Knicks by that very score, 94-90. Jackson gets it back to Smits, and he is fouled. Anthony Mason called for his 4th, and Rick Smits will go to the line for the first time.
Well, the Pacers had just 9 seconds left on the shot clock when the underneath out-of-bounds play started as Rick Smits.
Pacers in possession, up by 5. Indiana trying to become the first road team to win a Game 7 since May of 82. That is prior to yesterday. Houston was able to do it against Phoenix. Miller rebounded by Harper. Mason, not able to hit. And let's see what the call is here. Last touch by the Pacers.
Well, Derek Harper gave that ball to Anthony Mason a hair too soon, a little bit too far. Not that Mason can't put the ball on the floor, but I think he felt he was going to get fouled here. He is effective with his right hand, but he just squeezed that one out.
Starks. Yes, that's a 3 for John Starks. It's down to a 2-point lead. 40 seconds remaining. Pacers 97. The Knicks 95. John Starks with a clutch 3-pointer. Down to 20 seconds. 7-second differential between the game clock and the 24. Shot clock is at 5. Mark Jackson for Rick Smits. Shot clock at 1. Jackson. And it's Knick ball. They call for time with 5 seconds remaining.
John Starks running out to the top.
The Starks cuts to the corner. The inbounds to Ewing. Down to 3. Down to 2. Ewing. Not able to hit. And it's all over. The Indiana Pacers have defeated the New York Knicks 97-95 to take the series in 7. And they advance to the Eastern Conference Final to face the Orlando Magic. Patrick Ewing had the shot, but it went in and out. And now many questions concerning the New York Knicks. And this man, Pat Riley, in his 4th season as head coach, is this the end of the era? Certainly Pat Riley's future continues to be a question as the Knicks are beaten by the Pacers as we take another look at the inbounds pass.
Oh, no problem getting the ball to Patrick Ewing, who just flashed it. He spins out of the double team. It looked like with a little extension here, he could have taken the thing right to the rim, but he just tried to avoid the defense and flip it up, and it falls out as the Knicks see their season go down the tubes, and Larry Brown running around looking for somebody to graduate, went out, came out, grabbed the ball. He didn't know what he wanted to do with it. He just grabbed it, held it, threw it back to the security guard.
So Larry Brown of the Pacers head to the Eastern Conference.